As traditional media takes a backseat to the digital wave, businesses find themselves at a crossroads. The embrace of AI by content creators has disrupted traditional modes of communication, ushering in a new era of possibilities. Yet, this shift has come with its own challenges. The unchecked proliferation of fake news and unregulated content on the internet has raised concerns.
User-generated content has democratized information, first of all, and then we've moved away from the traditional media where you would wait for the news in the evening or at lunchtime. People get information on the go. People produce content on the go. People broadcast and share content on the go. So our regulatory oversight in terms of moderating content to a particular standard has become more complicated, if not close to impossible. And yet, every time people see something offensive on any media, the first person they call out is the regulator. So as we move further, but this is not only in Uganda, it's world over, with in the advent of this on-the-go content creation, we also are seeing a lot of perpetration of fake news, extreme content. There's no moderation in terms of who's seeing what. It's scary, but there are also real opportunities out there, especially for a country like Uganda, which has a predominantly young population.
Uganda Communications Commission has responded with a call to action, urging Ugandans to take control. They emphasize self-regulation. They recommend the use of filters to sift through the digital content, acting as a protective shield against harmful and irrelevant information.
Now we have to come and empower consumers to create their own filters, because as a consumer you have the power to create the filters of what kind of content ends up in your gadget or ends up on your TV. One, there's empowering people to make that decision. Two, you can also use technology to block content that does not meet your requirements as an individual or your children. And we have to play in between those extremes that you're depending on collaborative effort with the platform owners to be able to moderate content on their platforms, and technology is really coming into play in that area, that all these platforms are now powering AI to fight fake news, to fight bullying, to fight abusive content, nudity, as in they're exploring technology to create some kind of control or boundaries in terms of what you can put on the platform.
However, experts at the symposium, including the CEO of Rory's, Pritish, have a more optimistic view. Contrary to being a competition, AI is portrayed as a catalyst for business development. Pritish draws parallels with global giants like eBay and Amazon, showcasing how these companies have harnessed the power of digital marketing to boost sales. The key lies in adapting and integrating these challenges into business strategies rather than fearing them.
Of institutions such as Amazon and eBay, ultimately digital marketing leads to sales. And I mean, if you look at Amazon, 35% of all of their sales comes from AI recommendations itself. So yes, it absolutely does work. But ultimately what happens is in certain markets, trust is an issue itself. And that really does come down to the financial institutions being able to protect the rights of consumers as consumers venture out into the digital platform. So really it's not just a case of being able to make the products available, but it's to make it available in an environment where consumers feel safe to basically be able to utilize it. And that comes on to financial institutions out there.
Notice that, if we do not embrace technology, technology will embrace us. So the symposium we are having is to prepare and to make sure that advertisers, marketers, and people in the communication industry are ready for this. Now, technology is not something to be fought, okay? We might feel like, yes, maybe it's reducing revenue, but in the real sense, I don't think it does. I'll give you an example. Today's smartphone, I don't know, they were talking about the iPhone. Today's smartphone can record, say, a TV commercial. There are too many content creators, maybe like Uncle Mo. And some people will say, Uncle Mo is doing all these small videos and probably advertisers are losing. But no, there is space for Uncle Mo to influence and influencers to influence with their videos, and there is space for people to do this big budget TVC. So as agencies, we need to be able to morph the two. We cannot shun away from technologies.
Out of 47.91 million Ugandans, there were 11.77 million internet users in Uganda at the start of 2023, when internet penetration stood at 24.6%. Uganda was a home to 2.5 million social media users in January 2023, equating to 4.3% of the total population.